Hi, and welcome to Unlocking Your Brand and Your Potential, basically. Because if you haven't been told, if you're teaching yoga, if you're in the health and wellness industry, you are a personal brand. Even if you make a brand that's not directly using your name or your image, it's still you, you're a brand. And I'm here to tell you that you do not need to teach 20 classes a week to succeed. You need a brand that does all the heavy lifting for you so that you can attract that brand can attract the clients for you, so you basically can do and focus on what you really love. Now, has anyone been in the position where they're teaching multiple classes a week and they're just too busy to even think about these things and how they're progressing in their business? You're not alone. A lot of people fall into this trap of just experiencing yoga, getting all the benefits from it and being like, this is amazing, I just want to share this with as many people as possible. And they do the normal path of what yoga teachers do, teach in studios and get really popular in a yoga studio. But generally what happens is you're so busy that you never have time to think about the actual brand, you being a brand, what your message is, how you connect to people. And most people are really just burnt out, honestly, and they're undercharging and not having the biggest impact that they could because they're so busy teaching classes. Today we're going to unlock all of that. And also, if you are one of those people, if you are teaching studio classes, you're in an amazing position because you already have so much untapped potential right in front of you. You just don't know it yet. And in this masterclass today, we're going to unlock all of that. All right. The hidden struggle is most professional wellness teachers and yoga teachers are stuck. They're, finding themselves overworked, underpaid, feeling invisible and lost in the online space and constantly chasing new clients. Raise your hand if you feel like that. I speak to so many people and they're just feeling completely lost in this online space of I don't know where to start. It just seems like an endless echo chamber of how do I get my message out there? How do I connect to the right people? And how do I stop selling so much of my time for money? And it's a trade-off, teaching classes is amazing. I love teaching classes still to this day, 15 years in, and I love it. However, it is very energy consuming and it doesn't get you the big rewards like private classes or, really mentoring and coaching people, retreats, workshops, the bigger events where we start to do things that actually generate much more money for us, online products. And when you start to unlock that, and you have clarity in what you're doing, then it's so much easier for you to set up these higher ticket offers and still do the same work that you love to do, that you're passionate about, but it's also going to give you financial independence and a financial net where you're I'm not just teaching month to month, paycheck to paycheck. You have a lot more free capital, a lot more free time, and a lot more free energy, so you're going to have more fun in your life, because none of us got into teaching yoga and being health and wellness coaches because we wanted to work all the hours in the world. We were okay, let's find that nice happy medium of work-life balance. Okay, so you got to start with why. This is something I take every single one of my clients through. You must start with your why. Thriving brands don't just sell services, they serve people who believe in what they believe in. So this is so important. What is it you believe in? Why do you teach this stuff? Why do you believe that it has such an impact? What's the impact it's had for you on your life? Why is it you teach these practices? And everyone says, everyone's got a blanket statement that is very similar, but make it specific to you. Identify your core belief. What fundamental truths drive your practice? Is it embodiment, mindfulness living, spiritual connection? What's the one thing that you can, or two things, three things that you can really flesh out where the practice really means something to you? Then define what your mission is. How does your work contribute to making a better world? Your purpose attracts kindred spirits, because when you set your purpose, when you say, I am teaching meditation and yoga because I believe that it changes the world, you start to attract other people to you like that. It can be something different. If you are someone that believes that it is all about your physical health and body and overcoming a sickness that you've overcome through the practice, that's your mission, helping other people do that. When you craft your manifesto, turning your beliefs into a powerful statement that resonates with your ideal clients. When you do that, we get to put this in all our underlying messaging, and it attracts people to us because they're like, all of a sudden, you're talking directly to their needs and their belief system. Like one of my clients, Dahlia, she literally went from teaching studio classes and she'd built like a decent following up, and all of a sudden she moved to another country and had to start everything over again. And we were going through this statement of like, what's the why? Why is this all so important to you? What is it that people and students resonate with you? And we nailed down her mission statement and her why. And all of a sudden, when we started to do her online launches, when she was attracting private clients into her field, it resonated so strongly with people. She booked 12 clients and made, I think she was charging like $1,200 for 10 sessions. So she had like an amazing launch. She had 10 powerful women that she served, and some of them repeated, some of them recommended, and she did another launch the time after and had very similar results. So and then she nurtured with the right messaging from her manifesto, from her mission, and from her core beliefs. And this was the messaging that she used all the time when she was sharing on social media. So she never had this feeling of like, oh, I feel lost in the crowd, what am I sharing? Because she got her why. And then the people that connected to her got her why too. So it became really easy about matching people's belief systems together. She attracted it to her because she got very sure and clarity on what hers was. And that just then opens up the system for you to just bring in all these beautiful people to you and serve the right people as well. Now, your unique how. Your process is your how, yeah? Transform your approach into your advantage. When you clearly demonstrate your how you create transformation, you stop chasing clients and they start coming to you. Your methodology is what sets you apart from wellness professionals, okay? Document your unique processing and make it visible. Your process is your unique signature. Own it. Okay, what do we mean by this? What is your unique signature? How do you take people on a journey where they're going to see this lasting transformation? Okay, so you've dialed in your why you do it. You've got the belief system, and the how is the process and the journey that you take people on. I'll stay with Dali because she had such a great success story. So her process was using yoga, meditation, and pranayama, coupled with talking to women about body, what's the correct word for it? Body self-image, people feeling comfortable in their own body. So feeling safe in their own body, feeling happy with their own physique. So it was a talk therapy of 30 minutes talk at the beginning and 45 minutes practice at the end. And she'd couple positive psychology, affirmations, and she documented this and, just gives teasers when she was taking people on this journey. And it showed the step-by-step process of what people go on this big journey with her. And at the end of it, the testimonials that people were giving were, the process was so powerful that she took people through on this 10-week journey. And you saw it. You saw the women transform. You saw their smile come back. They looked healthier. They looked more vibrant. They looked fitter. And that was her how process. So kind of what's your how process? Think about it. Breathwork, affirmations, visionary boards. Like, what are the tools that you use in your practice? How are the things that you share with private clients at the moment? And even if you haven't had private clients before, what do you use in your personal practice? What are the things that inspire you so that you can start to implement them when you do get that client? And even if you do have clients, when you think about the process on a bigger scale, that how makes much more sense. And then again, you keep feeding that into your storytelling when you're sharing on social media, and people are like, yeah, amazing. Okay, that's what she does. She's on this journey. She's sharing this. It's getting people to understand what you do. Yeah, because it's very challenging now in the world with so many people doing the same thing for people to resonate with what your message is if you're not clear about your belief systems, your why, and your how. Now you're starting to think about this process, then it's really easy when you put this out on social media and in your newsletters and all the other avenues, even in your classes, when you start to talk about this stuff, there's a thread, there's a message there that people can follow the story and connect to, And that is what is going to get you clients coming to you, wanting to work with you, because they know that you do all these different things. They know that you have the skill set to deliver what they want to learn. Okay, so it's really easy when you get all these things in place. Now, this is a big one, okay? The identity expansion. What's your current identity? Yeah, acknowledge where you are. You're teaching classes, helping clients one-to-one. Transition phase, begin seeing yourself as a guide, a mentor, a brand, not just a service provider. Yeah, you got to really look at yourself way more as just, oh, I'm just teaching classes and I love yoga. You're a guide. You are guiding people on this unique journey of transformation, and you got to step into that role. So that's where the identity expansion comes in. You got to embody the vision of your greatest self. Leader, yeah, transformational coach, movement creator. To rise above your current situation, you must feel your expanded identity before it's fully manifested. Okay, now this is really interesting because we never really fully feel ready. Not never, but often. Often we don't really feel ready until we just do it. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you get within it. But you got to have that vision of yourself and expand into that. So what is that version of you looking like that is leading these workshops, that is, doing the online courses, that is mentoring and coaching people? I worked with one guy, Tom, who'd finished a professional rugby career, and he was literally just like, he'd gone from one identity of pro rugby player into yoga teacher and a coach, like a wellness coach. And he was in this position of like, oh, like, how do I do that? Like, not feeling ready. I need more trainings. I need more this. It's like, I need more classes. I need more education. I need more. I'm not feeling ready. However, we tweaked a few things, got his messaging dialed down, got him to share a couple of coming out posts, and all of a sudden, boom, he manifested 5 high-ticket paying clients. He started up his yoga brand. He's teaching packed classes and doing these really cool community events, which really resonates with him. And again, he expanded into this identity, and now he's there. He's teaching classes. He's mentoring people one-to-one. And that's what you got to do. If you want to become that, if you want to achieve that, if you want to do the online model and do the courses online, what would you be doing? Yeah, what would a successful version of you be doing if that was you already? You'd be taking action, yeah? You'd be doing the homework. You'd be doing, like, as you're going through this, you'll be journaling, you'll be taking notes, you'll be doing all this stuff. And that is what you do. You show up every day, you treat this like a profession, a job, and you expand into that new identity. You come to work like a professional, and you know what you're doing. You're on your mission, so it's so much easier because you're expanding into this higher version of yourself where you're a magnet. You're like on point. You're bringing these things into your field because you're living it, you're doing it, and you just take the action. Okay, take the action. This is where you got to expand. Okay, your signature transformation. Okay, this is so important. If you can dial this in, a lot of people have a hard time figuring this out. But trust me, if you take just some time to really think about this, it helps with your marketing so much. Yeah, you can do it without, but it's so important. It will just help speed up your process if you can. Solve real felt problems. You're not just selling yoga, coaching, or classes. You're offering a way of living that only you can deliver. Okay, the brands that grow the fastest solve specific challenges. Not more yoga, but more yoga for chronic pain sufferers. Not general wellness, but burnout, recovery for busy professionals. What specific solutions do you provide? If you just say that you're a general yoga teacher, you'll teach general classes. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. But if you want to really make an impact in some people's lives, think about what is the unique problem that you're solving for people. What's been the unique problem that yoga solved for you and meditation solved for you? What was it? Dial that in. And again, if you are someone who specifically teaches Like one of my colleagues, she specifically goes for yoga for tight hips. Yoga for tight hips, that's her main thing. She just focuses on yoga for tight hips. 80% of her marketing is around yoga for tight hips. And she has a course on yoga for tight hips, and she's booming. She's sold like 30,000 courses because she's hyper specific, 30-day challenge to open up people with tight hips. She goes into the emotional parts of the hips and just gives a little bit of a summary, glosses over it, doesn't go into it much depth, but everybody knows her for yoga with tight hips. She's got other courses, does other things, but that's the main thing that she does. And if you can find that one thing that you solve for people, it's so good, because then you know, like, especially if you're a high ticket paying, if you're looking for higher ticket clients, if you've got someone who's got tight hips and you're like, I have a whole system that will help you with tight hips, or a bad lower back, or, you know, feeling insecure, feeling anxious, you're like, yeah, I have a whole program on self-love, for example. All of a sudden then someone who's really has low self-esteem and is looking for exactly that course is going to go, amazing, that's the course, you know, she's doing that, she can deliver exactly what I'm looking for. It's much easier for her to invest thousands of dollars into you because she knows exactly the package that she's getting and the results that she's going to get. Whereas if it's like, hey, yeah, I'm just offering private yoga classes, a little bit more challenging to ask them to pay you thousands of dollars when there's not really anything specific about it. The approach while you're in there might be very similar, but the way that you structure it and the way that you deliver it when you're actually offering it to clients, it's very different. And then you'll get clients, if you're very specific on what your unique problem is that you're solving, having incredible results. And that's what we want to have. We want to deliver at the highest level so that those people are completely satisfied, you get incredible testimonials, and then they actually refer you to other people, and it's like win-win for everybody. So take time. What's the unique problem you're solving? Now, promotion as a service, yeah, this is something that everyone's got to get used to if you want to go on the online world. Promotion's a service to people. Be visible, okay? If people don't know you exist, you can't help them. Your visibility is an act of service to those who need you the most. So if you have a unique message, if you believe in what you're doing, which you must, honestly, to succeed in this, and you're dialed in on your why and your how, you know what the problems you're solving, then get your message out there, because that post, that insight can help someone dramatically, even if they never invest in you, or maybe they invest in you long term in the future. You're building up connections, you're building up trust, and you're helping people. You've got to make yourself visible. It's so important. Now, share generously. Every post, every newsletter, every workshop is an opportunity to serve, to give value fully and consistently. Consistent value, yeah? Consistent value. If you're consistent in your messaging and it brings value to people, they'll naturally want to follow you. But if you're only promoting and selling services, if you're only promoting your classes, if you're only promoting yourself, it's very different from promotion where there's a service involved in it, yeah? So get clear on really giving people value in your content. And now it's easy because you've gone through the previous steps we've covered in the video. So you've got an idea about, okay, that's the value that I'm bringing in. And then when you share from that space, that's how you attract people who believe in you. And they're just instantly curious about, well, actually, I want to invest in you because you're already telling me exactly the problems that you can fix and help me with. And those are the ones that they're working on. So keep strong with the messaging. Keep strong with that messaging. Take brave action. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be visible, valuable, and in motion. Progress over perfection. Yeah, who's a perfectionist here? Stops them from posting, stops them from being active. One of the most important things you can do when you're on this journey is when you're making your content, make it, and once you share it and post it, move straight on to the next one. Do not just sit there waiting to be like, oh, did this one do well? Oh, maybe the timing was wrong. Share it, move on, and be so busy on the next post, the next story, the next carousel, the next reel, that you don't even have time to look at it. You're just like, on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. And you'll get very good at this. And I highly recommend that you don't just like do a post a day. Like, take time and just do your posts in chunks, batch contenting, so you don't have to spend hours, because none of us want to do like, hours and hours on a post a day. And that's what happens if you try and do a post a day. But if you say, hey, I got 4 hours on a Tuesday afternoon, I'm going to do my 4 or 5 posts for the week and stories and all that stuff, and just nail it then, much easier. But work on the content in between. When you get your inspiration, write it down, get that inspiration. You took a class, got that inspiration for this one. You're in your practice, I got a download, I got some inspiration for the next story. Always be thinking about the next one. It naturally comes to you when you're in that state of flow and taking action, okay? Take the action, don't look back at the next post, just keep moving forwards. Okay, be the change that you want to see in the world. This is really important, okay? By being you. You've got to change the world by being you. The world doesn't need another copy-paste brand. It needs your authentic story, your energy, your way. Your uniqueness isn't just a marketing strategy. It's your greatest gift to your clients in the world. Be you. This is so important that most people never take time to really figure out what's their authentic self. And through this process, you keep practicing, and you'll find out who you are by taking the action that you've learned in this video and taking the next steps. Because the thing is, most of us do not see ourselves or reality clearly because we have so much conditioning, so much limiting beliefs, so many issues with our self-confidence and self-belief that we're playing small. And when you go on this journey, you're saying, I'm breaking through all of these limitations, all of these barriers that I've put on myself, and I'm going for it. I'm stepping into a whole new world of self-promotion, of marketing, and it's not for everybody. You got to be brave, you got to be fearless, and you got to be willing to take risks, and you got to be willing to show up sometimes and it not work, and that's okay. Like I've been fortunate enough to work with 2 billionaires, and money does not make you happy. I can guarantee that because I've worked with these people and they were not happy. But one thing I observed with them, I was like, oh my God, they're failing a lot, but they never see it as failure. They take action and they're like, oh, that way didn't work, let's try that way. It was never like, oh, that post, it's like, how many people like, they make a post and it flops and like, oh, guess it didn't work. I'm terrible. I'm a failure. And then they go offline for like a week or a month or whatever it is. Just be consistent. You just be like, oh, boom. Okay, that one didn't work. Keep going. Action creates clarity. So take action, be bold, be brave, keep going. Now, your next steps, limited private mentorship. So I work with people quarterly and I have limited space in my calendar. I only take on 4 new clients every quarter. And I just have 2 spots left for my one-to-one mentorship. And this quarter is going to end and I won't be taking any more one-to-one clients until September. So this is your call to action to really get personalized guidance, to receive bespoke strategies to elevate your wellness brand, deepen your impact, and move forwards with clarity. Transformational partnership, work with me directly. And, I'm an expert in this field. I've been doing it for 15 years and I have made so many mistakes. It is unbelievable. Like, it's unbelievable how many mistakes I've made and how I've course corrected. And I am so passionate about sharing this because I get to speed up your evolution and help more people. Because I believe that yoga teachers and meditation teachers and wellness coaches are so valuable in the community. And there's only so many people I can teach and reach. And we are literally support for the whole community. I impact everyone that I can around me and online. And by you doing the same, you help one person. It's like, well, they have a family, they go home, they create a more harmonious family unit. It has a rippling effect out into everybody's community, and that's how we change the world. It's through the small actions, through the one-to-one work. So really, your message is important to the world. You matter to the world. It's about getting out there and aligning yourself with some of the tools that you've found out in this lecture. But your call to action is, look, book your free discovery call with me now. I'm offering up a few free phone calls to see who will be the lucky people to come work with me for the next quarter. Sending you all lots of love, everyone. Private message me, and if you have any questions, reach out. But I'm looking forward to seeing you on that call and watching you take massive action. Big love.